I'm Conrad Bahr, C-Rat, and it's time for another Pigskin preview. Today we'll be looking at the 2024 football season for the Wills Point Tigers. We'll get right into the preview after this word from Diamond L Veterinary.
Looking for a veterinarian that has compassion for pets? Well, that would be Diamond L Veterinarian Services in Wills Point. Dedicated to providing affordable, compassionate care for your fur babies, they have everything you need for the wellness of your pet. They do diagnostics, surgical services, and grooming. Locally owned, they're your source for Purina Pro Plan and veterinarian prescribed diets. Check out DiamondLVeterinarian.com, located 1307 West South Commerce Street in Wills Point. Call 972-284-9553. Diamond L Veterinarian works with you for the wellness of your pet.
The Wills Point Tigers are under the direction of head coach James Boxley. They are in District 6-4A, Division II, Region 2. They returned 6 starters on offense and 7 starters on defense. Last year they went 5-6 overall, 3-2 in district, and they were by-district finalists. I had the chance to sit down with head coach James Boxley. Here's my interview with the coach. All right, we got Wills Point head coach and athletic director James Boxley here. Coach Boxley, I appreciate you taking the time to meet with Kmoo, the radio station here, for your Pigskin preview this year. So this is my second interview with you, so appreciate you taking the time again to meet with us. So now, obviously, we have new people in Wills Point. We have new people in Kmoo country. So tell us a little bit about your coaching background. I know you are a Wills Point alumni, so tell us about what brought you back to Wills Point. Kind of expand on your coaching background and things of that nature.
Well, I guess I spent most of my 30 years kind of traveling the state of Texas a little bit. Spent several years in Forney on a good staff and a lot of success, and won a lot of football games there, and also in Stephenville. So I kind of come back to East Texas area. It was in the Tyler area, and the chance came to my attention that I had an opportunity to come back home to Wills Point. Came in as an assistant coach, and a year after that, 1 year later, this last year, I was a head football coach and athletic director, and just a big deal for me to be back home, be a part of growing and seeing accomplishments of our programs, and just fun to be around people I hadn't been around in a while, plus meet new people that are in Wills Point that I didn't know. So it's been great.
All right. Well, tell us about. Obviously, you have a year under your belt. Going into year 2, but tell us what you guys have done, maybe as far as like off-season workouts or preparation that you might have done a little bit differently this last time around. How have off-season workouts in general gone?
Well, I've been real pleased with our off-season workouts. We were able to, after this first year, with getting several new coaches hired for last year's football season and school year, we've got some consistency. The kids have bought in. It's been great. Our summer turnout has been great for our workouts. Great off season in the spring, and I just think the consistency of the coaches and the kids knowing what to expect from the coaches is really going to help us going into this football season.
All right, so tell us about last season a little bit. In your first year, you did make the playoffs, so I know that's a big accomplishment for you guys. But obviously, you want to get a little bit further than just the first or second round of the playoffs, things of that nature. But talk about last season and how that went.
It was good. It took a while. The kids, everything was brand new to them. So once we got our wheels under us and, the kids started buying into what was going on, we found some success. We were able to finish in the third spot of the district and go play a good Van Alstyne in the first round. Finished the year 5-6. And it was a good turnaround year, but yes, for sure, our goals were set way higher than that.
Sure.
So,
anything you'd like to add as far as last season goes, or
senior class? That was a senior class. We're going to miss some of those guys.
Sure.
Had some athletes in that bunch and did some good things with those kids. But I think you kind of chalk it up as a growing year, not only for the players getting to know the coaches, the players getting to know the system, the consistency on an everyday basis. We're going to hopefully use that as a growing year with good success, turning the program into a different direction than it's been the last couple of years is a big feat for us. But we're definitely looking for bigger and better things as we go.
All right, now, who are some kids that you have returning that you and your staff are going to depend on this upcoming season? Maybe some players that stood out this spring or even in the weight room, or talk about some kids that had big years last year that you're expecting big things from.
Well, you got our quarterback, Jet Fletcher, who's going to be a senior. He had a great campaign as a junior. He rushed for over 1,200 yards and threw for over 1,100 yards a year ago with 26 touchdowns. So him being real familiar with what's going on, understanding the offense, is going to be a big leader on our offensive side of the football and a big leader for the team. On the defensive side, Marcus Baker's coming back as our leading tackler. He was a first-team All-District inside linebacker, along with Jet being a first-team All-District quarterback. Marcus he'll be a third-year varsity guy. Has started for us all 3 years, and he'll be looked to kind of lead the defense. Defensively, Jake Samples, who will be a senior, has also been a third-year guy, first-team All-District defensive tackle. He plays a couple different positions for us. Plays a little bit of defensive end and also defensive tackle. Also right up there in tackles and a big leader in our program. On the offensive side of the ball, Dakota Ryder, a senior, he'll kind of lead our offensive line. He'll play guard. Has been there for 3 years and was a first-team guy. Defensively, coming back we've got a Casey Smith, who's a senior. He was a second-team guy, outside linebacker last year. Mm-hmm. He'll also look to play some of the offensive side of the ball too. Probably looking into this thing, what we're going to be is we're going to have a few more guys. Everybody works two ways. Well, we'll probably have a few more two-way guys on Friday night. Lathan Pruitt was a second-team cornerback. He'll be a junior. Cooper O'Neill will be a senior. He was also an all-district kid that will play slot receiver for some and also be on the back end of the defense, helping us out in the secondary. Isaiah Dominguez will be a senior, a third-year guy. He's also our punter and kicker. And there's many notable names. I certainly don't want to leave anybody out. Sheldon Taylor, who's a third-year guy, went down last year with a knee injury, and now he's healthy and he's back with us. He'll help us out at outside receiver and also in the secondary. Many notable guys. I don't want to leave a whole lot out, but we'll have several guys that will be pressing for starting positions. Tanner Spindle will be back with us for the third year on varsity. You got guys like Colton Reyna, Preston Jean, Weston Weber, Luis Alvera, Brandon Deckshot, Alex Mills, and Alex Sims, who will compete offense and defensive line. Jesse De La Rosa is a big name who will also help us. Caden Kaler and Brian Martinez.
Okay.
So I think we're gonna have many more additions. Maxon Bradshaw is also back. We'll have more additions as we go. We just got to fit the puzzle together.
Sure, absolutely. Okay, I know you went 5-6 in your first year. Is there anything different? I know you've coached at Forney, Stephenville, some other places, but is there anything different that you might have implemented from other staffs that you're going to bring this season, or something you might have done differently in preparation?
I think I'm in a fortunate situation. I got a couple guys on staff that have been head coaches before. I've got one that's been a coordinator for years and years and years, and they've had different staffs. They've served on different staffs, and we meet a lot. We want to do what's best for the kids, and so we put our heads together and we go forward. As far as anything major from last year, I think it just turns into step two. Everything gets a little bit more advanced. Our kids understand what we're trying to do, and there's no more real deer look in the headlights anymore. It's kind of like, okay, coach, yeah, I got you. I know what you're talking about. So that's kind of what we're looking forward to, is just the growth of the kids.
Sure. Okay. I know we were talking a little bit before this about some new additions to the staff. So can you talk about those staff that you've added this off season and how they're going to benefit your kids and your coaching staff?
Sure. We hired a guy by the name of Tim Thornton. He comes to us. He's been coaching very many years. He's a guy that's going to help secure our offensive line coaching. We'll have two offensive line coaches that both have done it for a while now and are very knowledgeable. So we look to gain a lot of wealth with our offensive line with him. We also elevated the coach that came to us last year that was on our junior high staff, who has a lot of football background, played college football. His name's Devon Rideau. And we're excited to add him to our defensive side, and he'll help on the back end with our defense.
This is a redistricting year. Obviously, you'll have a different non-district schedule as well. So Tell us about maybe some non-district opponents that maybe Wills Point. Obviously, you've been with, you're familiar with who Wills Point has played in the past, but
sure.
Tell us some opponents that maybe you guys hadn't played too much, or tell us how your district's going to be different this year. Any opponents that you think are going to be big games, things of that nature.
Well, when you go into realignment, you never know what's going to happen. So you'll kind of, and I'm sure you get this a lot, you'll kind of have a schedule set, a non-district schedule set, and then all of a sudden, within minutes, things change.
Right.
So, but I was really pleased with what we were able to grab, and I was really pleased with the district as well. We'll open up with Kmoo. I don't know if Wills Point has played Kmoo in the past. If they have, I'm not aware of it. I have never played Kmoo, so that'll be exciting to go over into their district and play them. Second ball games against Venus. I have played Venus. I have been in the district with them before, but I would highly doubt that Wills Point has played Venus in the past. But it'll be good. That'll be a good week 2 game for us. Maybank, of course, we know Maybank. We've seen Maybank the last couple of years in scrimmages, and Wills Point's very familiar with Maybank. Game 4, Farmersville. Know Coach Quinlan over there very well. I have never played Farmersville, so I'm looking forward to that. Again, they're kind of over there in that same district with Kmoo. And then we'll finish up non-district Waxahachie Life. We played them the last couple of years. That'll be our homecoming game, and we're excited to play them. It's been fun. It's been good to play those guys the last couple of years. As far as the district goes, I was happy with the district. Number one, I like to see Canton in there because we're too close not to play. And I think that's somebody that both schools are going to look down the road and kind of look forward to that game. A lot of familiarity there between both schools' players and also coaches. So that's kind of exciting to get those guys in there. Quinlan, we play Quinlan every year. Coach Wallace over there, and that's always a good ball game, and that will be fun. Kemp will be kind of new to the district, although they have been in Wills Point's district in the past. I've never played them personally from a coaching standpoint. And we'll roll into Sunnyvale. Sunnyvale is going to be probably a ranked opponent. They got a lot of guys coming back, and we'll have them at home, and it'll be fun to square off against those guys. We'll finish up with Ferris on regular schedule, and again, they played in the past, Wills Point and Ferris, but I haven't been a part of that, so I will certainly be looking forward to that, and hopefully that's boosting us right into the first week of the playoffs.
Yes, sir. All right, Coach. Anything else you got for the Wills Point community and Kmoo heading into year 2 of being head football coach?
Well, I think things are certainly going in the right direction. Come out, support. Want to see everybody at the ball games. Tune in. I know that we'll be on the radio some. So stay tuned when you can, and make sure you be here when it happens.
Yes, sir. Well, thank you so much, and Coach Boxley, we'll see you guys soon, and good luck to the Wills Point Tigers this year.
Okay, appreciate it, Conrad.
Yes, sir. Thank you. The Wills Point Tigers will begin their 2024 football season on the road versus the Kmoo Bobcats. I want to thank head coach James Boxley for taking the time to sit down with us for this preview. I also want to thank Diamond L Veterinary for sponsoring this Wills Point Pigskin preview. Tomorrow we will begin our next Pigskin preview with the 2024 football season for the Big Sandy Wildcats, brought to you by Richie's Grill and Cafe. I'm Conrad Bahr, C-Red, and you've been listening to the Butler7media Pigskin preview for the Wills Point Tigers. Thanks for listening and have a great evening.
Looking for a veterinarian that has compassion for pets? Well, that would be Diamond L Veterinarian Services in Wills Point. Dedicated to providing affordable, compassionate care for your fur babies, they have everything you need for the wellness of your pet. They do diagnostics, surgical services, and grooming. Locally owned, they're your source for Purina Pro Plan and veterinarian prescribed diets. Check out DiamondLVeterinarian.com, located 1307 West South Commerce Street in Wills Point. Call 972-284-9553. Diamond L Veterinarian works with you for the wellness of your pet.